We got our blinking directive. That's nice, but it would also be nice if we could control both colors, not just the main color, and the interval over which it should blink, so how long each color should remain there. To do this, I simply need to pass in a more complex thing than just a string here. I can pass in an object as a value. Now here I could set up the main color to be red and the second color to be, let's say, green. And then another key could be the delay, which shall be, let's say, 500 to make it blink faster. Now with that being an object, I need to adjust my code here. Here I access binding color here, for example, where I retrieve the main color. I want to access binding and now value, but then main color. I know I do have access to this because I pass it here. Of course, you could introduce a check to make sure that this really is passed. Here I know I do always pass it, so I will take the shortcut. Let's do the same here for the second color, like this. I can do this because value now simply is an object I'm passing in. Vue.js doesn't care what type this argument, or I shouldn't say argument, this value of the directive has. Could be a string as before, can be an object like here, and then we can use it like an object. Now that also means that I can set up the interval here by accessing binding value delay. And of course I also need to adjust this down here, where I also use my binding value. Here I want to use the binding value, but then access main color. Here I'm not alternating, so main color is all I need. With this in place, let's see this in action. And we do see it change faster between green and red, which are the two colors we set up here. And that is how we can write our own directive, register it locally, and make it more powerful with multiple modifiers, with a more complex data being passed there as a value and our own argument. This is what I wanted to show you, and with that you should be well prepared to write your own directives.